Subscribe to Adam Mentality World, otherwise you're gonna get these hands, you garbage.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Adam Mentality World. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, and subscribe. I do appreciate it greatly. So this is the WrestleMania 35 results video. Talk about the matches real quick, talk about the results, those couple things that happened, little highlights here and there, talk about who won predictions, and that's about it. So we are first going to get into the first match, of course. That was for the Cruiserweight Championship right here. You had Buddy Murphy versus Tony Nese. Buddy Murphy's had the belt for a long time. I guess apparently it was time for him to lose it because Tony Nese ended up winning. I can't exactly remember how he won. I'm sure it was a special. So Tony Nese is your new Cruiserweight champion. Match number 2 was the Women's Battle Royal. This is also on the kickoff show, by the way. They had 4 matches on the kickoff show. This is the second one. It was the Women's Battle Royal. Nothing too fancy. Let's say just a lot of women throwing each other over the top ropes. In the end, we thought Sarah Logan had won because she was just standing there like, hey, I won. And then Carmella comes up like, It's like, you remember me kind of thing. I don't remember exactly what she said, but something along those lines. And then she goes back and forth, and then Carmella wins. I'm sure she had a 7-second dance break at the end. Match number 3 was for the Raw Tag Team Championship. This was a last-minute match. It was the Revival versus the Major Brothers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder apparently got engaged this week to Chelsea Green, so he had a huge week because they ended up winning. Because Kurt Hawkins, I believe, rolled up one of the Revival members. I can't remember. I apologize. This was the longest pay-per-view I've ever seen in my entire life. I actually went to sleep at one point and then I had to go back and rewatch it. But not that it was boring, it was just long. So the Major Brothers roll up. It's good for Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, but it's also bad for Kurt Hawkins. Why? Because up until this point, he had that losing streak where at least he had something going on. Like, oh, he keeps losing, he keeps losing, he keeps losing. Maybe he'll win eventually. Well, he won finally. He won the Raw Tag Team Championship, but he's not going to keep that for long. They're probably going to lose it maybe even tomorrow night. They might have Ricochet and Aleister Black fight them, and then they're going to lose the titles, and then no reason to keep Kurt Hawkins around, which is bad. But currently he's on top of the world as Raw Tag Team Champion. 1 of 2. Match number 4 was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Of course, I didn't pick him, but Braun Strowman was, of course, a favorite to win this because he's huge. He looked in phenomenal shape. Like, you saw him from the side, he looked thinner than I do, and he's way taller and bigger than I am. So whatever he's doing, keep it up. You're doing an excellent job. In the end, it was him and the Hardy Boys were on the outside of the ropes trying to suplex him out, and then the Michael Che and the Josh guy or whatever, the 2 SNL guys, they came up, tried to pick up both his legs and throw him out, and he kicked them away, and then he pushed the Hardy Boys out. They're gone. So now you got Braun Strowman versus 2 SNL guys. Then they tried to get some guy in there to kind of like counselor, like, hey, you don't need to fight. And then he picked him up, choke slammed him. Then Michael Che tried to climb outside the ring and try to eliminate himself, which I would have done a lot quicker than that. Braun Strowman stopped him and like said something to him, and Biatch slapped him across the face. He fell. He's eliminated. And then the Jost guy, I can't think of what his name is, Colin, Kevin, whatever, Jost. It's not important because he's on SNL. SNL stinks now, except for Kate McKinnon. You can tell me if I'm wrong below. So he grabs him, picks him up, throws him outside the ring, lands on a couple of people, they catch him, so he got eliminated. So your new Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner is Braun Strowman. Get these hands. That was the end of the kickoff show. Now we had the actual pay-per-view. Started out with Alexa Bliss as she starts talking about, and all of a sudden Hulk Hogan comes out, brother. They do their flexes, all that kind of stuff. He did the Silver Dome joke that he did 5 years ago where he messed up the Silver Dome with like the Super Dome. People were like, what? And like, I'm only kidding, brother. Like, it was funny because people really thought that he messed up again. That would be sad. Match 5, or the first match of the actual pay-per-view, was for the Universal Championship. Now, before, I figured Seth Rollins was going to lose. But when Paul Heyman came out and he started talking like, oh, we need to go to Las Vegas where we're ultimately appreciated, as in Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC. So when he started talking like that and bad-mouthing him, it's like, they usually don't do that and make fun of WWE. I started getting like, ooh, Seth Rollins might win. And then they actually started to have the match. But before the match even started, Brock Lesnar like hit Seth, beat him up, threw him around, tossed him around, did all this kind of stuff. And then the match actually started. And then Seth pushed Brock into the ref somehow, I believe. The ref got thrown out. Then Seth went for his boom low blow to Brock Lesnar's nuts. He did that to him once, I believe. Then he curb stomped him a third time. Pinned him 1, 2, 3 in no time. And new Universal Champion Seth freaking Rollins. I hope everyone's happy, and I say they should be. Now Brock Lesnar can go off to the UFC. One funny part was when they were cut to Brock Lesnar leaving. Some fan like patted him on the shoulder like this, and Brock like looked at him like, oh god, that would scare me. I had to poop my pants right there. Brock Lesnar like looked at me real quick, but that guy will not ever touch Brock Lesnar again. Let's see, match number 6 was AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. I think I picked Randy Orton on this one to win by RKO, but this is a decent match. Like I said, it was a lot of back and forth. These are two great wrestlers, but in the end, AJ Styles won with, I believe, a phenomenal forearm. Match number 7 was for the Smackdown Tag Team Championship. You had the Usos versus Ricochet and Aleister Black, and the Bar, and one other team. I cannot remember who it was. It definitely wasn't the Good Brothers, who should be doing stuff, or the Hardy Boys. But in the end, the Usos retained their Tag Team Championships, right? Yes, they did. So Usos are still your SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. Let's see, there's nothing too crazy. I wish I could remember who the 4th team was, but let me look right here on my other list. Usos. Oh, Shinsuke and Rusev. There we go. They did not win. Rusev was probably the one they pinned. I can't remember. So we got SmackDown. Next up, we had Shane versus The Miz for best in the world, I guess you could say. They wanted to beat each other all over. They got outside the ring. They got up on top of the scaffolding. Then The Miz suplexed Shane McMahon, and then boom, and then they were laying on top of that folded thingy, where it was just like a soft landing. Not super soft, but softish. And the way Shane landed, he was on top of The Miz, so he pinned him 1, 2, 3. Shane won. He's best in the world. That was actually the part I missed because I went to sleep during this match. Once again, not that it was boring. It was a long thing, and I was tired. Had a busy day yesterday. Yeah, so Miz lost. Match number 9 was for the Women's Tag Team Championship. I don't have it, but we'll point at the Intercontinental belt because it looks similar to it. Who do we have in this one again? We have Beth Phoenix and Natalya versus Sasha Banks and Bayley versus the IIconics versus Nia Jax and Tamina. This is an alright match, but in the end, the IIconics won because one of them tagged the person, and then they flipped and threw her around. The other one threw her out, and they pinned her 1, 2, 3. I said being very big. I think they pinned Bayley. I think after Nia Jax did something, or Beth Phoenix. Who was it? I think it was Beth Phoenix did something to Bayley or Nia. I can't remember. I'm sorry. But in the end, the IIconics won, which is cool because I believe her name is Billie Kay. Yeah, Peyton Royce is the really pretty one. Billie Kay is like certain angles. Yeah, like if you look at from down here, she's hot. You look from here up, you're like, ooh, that's a witch. She kind of got like a Nikki Bella thing going on, where it's like from here down, smoking. From here up, it's a little bit questionable. But she was crying a lot. Billie Kay was, so I think she was really happy. I hope they were real tears and not fake tears, because that's always nice when someone establishes a dream like, oh wow, I'll probably never be women's champion, but I am the 2nd ever women's tag team champion with my best friend Peyton Royce. Match number 10 was for the WWE Championship. Well, here we go, people. There was the debate about if Vince McMahon is racist. I realized he's never had apparently a full 100% African-American WWE champion. He's had Mark Henry and Booker T and Farouk as World Heavyweight Champion, but never as a WWE Champion. But now he has one in Kofi Kingston. The New Day brought out a box as a surprise. He didn't know what it was. Kofi didn't, so he's like, He's like, hey, when you win, we're gonna open this box. So when he actually won against Daniel Bryan, which is a lot of back and forth, it was a good match. I said Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston are really good wrestlers, but at the end, I think it was Trouble in Paradise. Kofi Kingston pinned Daniel Bryan 1, 2, 3, and new WWE champion Kofi Kingston. So they took the old recycled belt or whatever you want to call it, threw it to the side, and picked up the red carpet little mat thing, I don't know what you call it, blanket, and there it was, the new belt with Kofi Kingston's side plates. Side plates are all right looking. I wish they would have done something better. I'm tired of these just like it's just a name. I like the old logos like the Brahma Bull, or let's see, like Brock Lesnar's logo and John Cena's and stuff like that, but whatever. And then they opened the box, and there was the new Kofi Kingston / New Day shirts, which looked pretty cool. I can't remember what it says. I was like, I don't know. There's a new champion, whatever. Yes, there is. So he brought his kids in there, and that was cool. Next up, we had for the United States Championship, you had Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. This is probably the quickest match of the night. Rey Mysterio did a couple moves to Samoa Joe, and then when he got on the out apron, he ran up to get on the turnbuckle, and as he was running, I think he was hobbling a little bit. His ankle was still hurting. Then he jumped up on Samoa Joe, a little bit of twist and flip and whatever, and he dropped him, and he looked kind of it looked like he made like he hurt himself face, and then Samoa just jumped on him, picked him up, coquina clutch, fell back on his back, tapped him out, or didn't tap him out, just knocked him out or whatever, put him to sleep, I guess you could say. And still your United States champion Samoa Joe. I was dead wrong on calling that one. I'd like to know if it would have been the other way around if Rey Mysterio wasn't hurt, but we'll never know. Next up, this was the most boring match of the entire pay-per-view. I was happy to see Roman Reigns back and healthy. Let's say, or not back, healthy, not dying of cancer, because I don't want that to happen to anybody. But this Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre match was very boring. Clearly, they want Roman over Drew, because even though Drew's a bigger guy and I think better on the microphone, he pinned him, speared him, pinned him 1, 2, 3, clean, no Dean Ambrose, no help from anybody. So it stinks to be Drew and Braun Strowman right now. Next up, we had an Elias segment, and he was performing on the piano, the drums, and guitar, and then Thugonomics John Cena came out. That was a nice surprise. I said he did a little rap. If you haven't seen it, go back. He made fun of Elias. I thought it was very entertaining. Then we had Triple H versus Batista. Triple H came out to... John Cena came out and he had the Babe Ruth thing going on, and he came out with a 3 on his jersey, so okay. But back to Triple H and Batista. Batista came out with kind of like a caravan, a SWAT team looking kind of thing, like people with headphones, like, shh, we're clear, because he's in Hollywood. And Triple H came out to Mad Max, which was kind of odd because Mad Max has been out for like 3 years now. You should have done that earlier, but whatever. Triple H, of course, won. They hit him with a sledgehammer, and then at one point Batista got flipped onto the table from one table, and it didn't break, and that looked like it hurt a lot because they're supposed to break and then it takes the impact. That way it just breaks and your back takes the impact, so that hurt. And then he got powerbombed, powerbombed onto the stairs, and he bounced off. Jeez Louise! But in the end, Triple H had the sledgehammer thanks to Ric Flair. And then he got hit with in the head with the sledgehammer. Then Triple H pedigreed him for a second time, pinned him 1, 2, 3. Triple H still has a career. Batista can go off to Hollywood. Match number 14 was Angle versus Corbin. We kept hoping that something would happen and someone would pop up, and then Corbin would not be the wrestler. But Corbin did wrestle, and he beat Kurt Angle, as you would expect, because you got to let the new guy get over the old guy, because the old guy's going out. People were very bored of that one too. Next up, you had, I believe this is R-Truth came out, and they had a 7-second dance break, and did that whole thing with Carmella. Then we had, for the Intercontinental Championship right here, not the Women's Tag Team belt, we had the Intercontinental Championship between Bobby Lashley and Demon Balor. And they said there was nothing that Bobby Lashley could do. You can't beat Demon Balor. So your new Intercontinental Champion, Finn Balor. The last match was the women's match before the Raw and SmackDown Live Women's Championship. It was a decent match, to be honest with you. It was back and forth, nothing too crazy. Nobody did anything too insane. But the finish was kind of weird because Ronda Rousey got Becky Lynch in like her little Samoan drop thingy, whatever she does, or Piper's Pit or whatever, flips her and tosses her on her back, and then Becky rolled her up and pinned her 1, 2, 3, like out of nowhere, just rolled up. Don't get me wrong, I'm very excited and happy about that, but the finish was just kind of odd, and everybody's just like, wait, what happened? But I guess they just want to get them out of there because it was 12:30 a.m. East Coast time, so those poor people were there for 12 hours. I don't know how they did. I couldn't have done it. But that was the pay-per-view. That's my thoughts, and that's exactly what happened. So next up, we have got the winners of the predictions with a tie score of 11 points. We have got Mr. WWE Mark and Klutzy B. Congratulations, fellas. Josh Lane, you also competed. You came very, very close, my friend, but next time. That is it. Thank you, everybody, for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, and subscribe. I do appreciate it greatly. And until next time, peace.